All right, so this morning I'm going to be listening to Mikrokosmos III by Bartók. Now, I have a physical score lying around somewhere in my house, but I can't find it, so we're going to work with this scan I made. I guess I'll just go through the pieces one at a time. Um, Please refer to yesterday's video to learn more about the Mikrokosmos series if you're not familiar with it. Basically, it's a series of 153 piano pieces that get progressively difficult. Book 3 starts at piece number 67. And this is sort of the first book that is no longer considered beginner. It's sort of like intermediate level. And yeah, the first piece is called Thirds Against a Single Voice. The second piece is called Hungarian Dance. It's actually for two pianos. I'm not sure if a one piano version ever existed, but Bartók's wife was also a pianist, so he wrote these pieces for his son. Potentially, his son would be performing this with his wife. Um, yeah, so that's the second one. Then piece number 69 is called Chord Study. It's sort of like one voice against this ostinato that has like parallel triads going on. It's a good one. Melody against double notes is number 70. This is the first one where we get two different key signatures. So it's sort of like black keys versus white keys. Why am I zooming in? Yeah, that one's pretty simple too. Then we have thirds. So yeah, both hands have thirds. I think my piano teacher made me play this one back in the day. I definitely had to play this one, Dragon's Dance. So this one's kind of interesting. You have a drone on the outside at first, right? And then two melodies moving in contrary motion on the inside. So you have to have some sort of finger independence. And then it flips so that the drone's on the inside. It's basically like a little four voice exercise. Then we have sixths and thirds. So again, like parallel motion stuff. This stuff resembles first inversion chords because it's like you fit a third inside of a sixth. Um, yeah, then we have a more folk influenced one, Hungarian song. This one actually has two versions, one of them with voice, so you could sing this with the pianist. Then we have one called Triplets simply. I guess it's a rhythmic one, introducing a new rhythmic concept. Then we have in three parts, Little Study, five-tone scale. I'm assuming it's pentatonic scale thing. Homage a JSB, JS Bach, and the figuration is similar to one of his, you know, uh, well-tempered preludes and fugues or whatever. It looks like a prelude idea. When you hear it, it definitely sounds like Bartók. Homage RSCH. I'm assuming Robert Schumann. So we got two homages back to back of classical composers. It's kind of fun. This one's simply called Wandering. Then 82 is called Scherzo. Then we have this one, 83, Melody with Interruptions. This one, Merriment, I've heard performed quite a bit. It's like very pentatonic sounding and fast, so it's technically demanding and it looks really nice on the page. Then we have Broken Chords, Variations, Duet for Pipes. So this is a two-voice counterpoint thing, but I guess it's got some interesting chromatic things going on and some double flats. Then we have something simply called In Four Parts in a Russian style. I'm assuming like Stravinsky. Chromatic Invention in four parts again, and then one simply called Tale. Song of the Fox. This one is surprisingly easy to play, I think, for the this far in the book, but it's got like some crunchy chords in the left hand, so it is also one that is sung. So we have two exercises in this book that can also be art songs or similar to an art song. This one's called Stumblings, and I think that's it. Hopefully, I have the whole book here. Um, Actually, I can just check this online. Yeah, volume three does end with this one. Uh, some of the translations are different though on the Wikipedia, so it's called Jolts in on the wiki. But yeah, you get the idea. So a lot of the things introduced in this one, it seems like we're getting more and more finger independence, and we're having 3 and 4 part um, like things being played. Also, we're starting to get more chromatic exercises and um, yeah, getting better at reading that. Rhythmically, they don't look that challenging, but we're starting to get things like triplets and syncopations are getting more intense. Um, yeah, the titles are getting more and more interesting and elaborate, and I think Bartók's able to like portray something with these ones. And yeah, I guess the most familiar ones to me are in the first half of it. Um, but I do think the homages are kind of interesting. And yeah, I encourage you to find a PDF of this. I'm sure it's on IMSLP at this point, and I'll let you know my thoughts after a quick listen here. Let me just see how long it takes to listen through all of them. About half an hour. So yeah, not quite hard enough that you would see them in a concert hall usually, but definitely difficult enough that you'd see them on like student recitals in and on like, exams. I think I was able to play some of these on a piano exam. So yeah, that's that. This is actually the book I have is the pink one. Okay, see you all in half an hour. Uh, Time to take a trip down memory lane. All right, so my thoughts on these. I apologize for not going over every piece. I noticed my scan doesn't have every piece that's in the volume. For context, I scanned this to give to my instrumentation students as like pieces that they could orchestrate for different ensembles. So I guess I didn't scan the pieces that I felt were too complicated or not well suited for that. Um, and yeah, in general, I found these pretty interesting. They say a lot about Bartok's values, and I find they all have a very similar form. And like I had one teacher who really liked Bartok and would say that Bartok was like a master of form, and certainly you can learn a lot about classical forms from looking at these pieces. I personally think that new music has moved on considerably, and this is like a very conservative way to look at form. Uh, just the way all of these pieces they all kind of sound like they have the same form, which is satisfying in a way, but if you listen to all of them back to back, it's like, come on, can't he just do something a little bit more experimental? Um, yeah, some of them are uh, very chromatic. It's interesting. I think Bartok likes to play around with different ways of subdividing, like tetrachord, So you get lots of interesting things that are clearly inspired by his observations of folk music and then I guess like approximated at the piano, because of course the folk music he was listening to was probably very microtonal and had a different approach to interval and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. He clearly has a different view on what's dissonant and what's consonant based on his studies, and I think these are a good example of that. One that you can really grasp easily because they're so short. Um, so yeah, in terms of like listening to all of them back to back, I actually think Mikrokosmos 1 worked better. The one we listened to yesterday as a whole set. This is something I would excerpt. Maybe I would do 4 to 6 excerpts, or maybe 8 at the most. I don't think it really works as a suite of pieces because every piece is completely different. They're not really grouped together in any way. And you have pieces that are for different instrumentations, so that would complicate things too. Out of curiosity, I'm gonna read the translations of the songs. So the first song, the Hungarian song, the English translation here is Mary Ellen made her bed, piling blankets on it. Thomas James forgot his hat, lying there upon it. Hey now, Mary, bring my hat, I can't go without it, or I'll dazzle all the girls, there's no doubt about it. So she brings the hat along, claps it on his head then. He whom all the girls admire hides his eyes instead then, hides his eyes instead then. I guess there's something sexual about it, or some sort of entendre here. I don't know. Singing about beds and being a very attractive young man and man and a woman. I don't know. But clearly like a children's rhyme. I think these are definitely still intended for a child, and like the hand span of all of these pieces is quite small. Um, so it fit into very small hands. And then the song of the fox is I have chickens fine and fat. Renard likes them, I know that. But I'll catch him, just you wait. Renard, I will have you yet. Put you into prison straight. You'll be clapped in irons then. You'll be clapped in irons then, and you shan't go free again. So this one's more of a simple tale about a fox. Obviously, the fox represents a um, bad child who needs to be punished, and the whole point is that it is just to uh, punish people who do wrong, or foxes who do wrong. So yeah, very very cute. I mean, it's hard to deny how cute some of these pieces are.